Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Forgotten Favorites, the show we're doing each and every day here in the month of August 2021, where I'm pulling out of my collection some cool rarities, obscurities, little talked about albums by bands you may or may not have ever heard of. These are albums that I like quite a bit, but I realize that some of them might be a little obscure for some folks. Maybe you have heard these, maybe you haven't, or maybe you just haven't listened to them in quite a while. It's been a fun kind of thing for me to do, to pull some stuff out of my collection that I haven't listened to in a while, and revisiting them and kind of rekindling my love for some of these albums. So today we're going to take a look at the fourth album, released in 1982 from a band from New York, Rochester, New York, upstate from me, called Duke Jupiter, White Knuckle Ride. Pretty cool album cover there, huh? Nothing like taking a roller coaster ride on a guitar neck. Looks like a Fender Strat guitar neck, holding on tight. Here we go. There are the guys in the band right there. We have got Marshall James Styler on keyboards and vocals, Greg Walker on guitars and vocals, David Corcoran on drums, percussion, and vocals, and Ricky Ellis on bass. So this is a band that was fairly active in the kind of like late 70s, early mid 80s. So we've got their first album came out in 1978, Sweet Cheeks, that was on Mercury. 1979, Taste the Night, also on Mercury. Band in Blue, 1980, Mercury release as well. They had a kind of a collector's EP called Begin Again, the EP, which came out the same year. But then in 82, Duke Jupiter 1, which was on Epic Records in Canada, Coast to Coast Records here in the US. You Made It Look Easy in 1983, also on Coast to Coast Records. And my mistake, this was 1984, not 82. White Knuckle Ride on Morocco Records. And then 1985, The Line of Your Fire, also on that was on Motown Records, actually. And that was their last release. In 1985, they have also a couple live albums as well. Most folks might remember them. They had a fairly big, I don't know how big it was. It was a top like 50 or so hit single in 1980 from their Duke Jupiter 1 album called I'll Drink to You. Go listen to it. You'll probably remember that song. Good, hard rockin' party song. A lot of fun. And that is probably the song that they're most well known for. But this is a really fun album here. This was re-released in 2009 on Renaissance Records and it'saboutmusic.com. So let's see if there's anything we can show you on the inside here. Not much to speak of. There's just a shot of the guys, right? Okay. Really good band. That probably, there were a lot of New York bands right around the same time that kind of fell into this whole trap of, the early MTV generation, toured with everybody on the circuit, but never really got that, other than I'll Drink to You, which was on MTV, like I said, was a hit single. They really didn't, that came kind of late in their career. And, before you know it, the band was no more anyway. So, but yeah, they had all the tools to make it big. Kicks off with She's So Hot. It's hard to compare these guys to anybody else. They have kind of like at times I hear a little maybe heavier Jay Giles band. There's definitely lots of keyboards, but it's not prog. It's definitely hard rocking, right? But it's not too heavy. A lot of the guitar work from Greg Walker is very, very good. Rescue Me, another really good track. Think of like maybe a more hard rockin' Doobie Brothers kind of, I guess. But again, or maybe Nantucket, that sort of thing. There's plenty of keyboards, plenty of good guitar riffs and solos, and the vocals are really well done because, most of the guys in the band sing lead and backing vocals. So that really helps. Don't Turn Your Back and Top of the Bay, both really catchy hard rock tunes. A lot of commercial appeal here. Backfire is the big heavy song on the album. That's got some snarling guitar riffs, great vocals, really driving heavy song. Like that quite a bit. Little Lady's a good song, lots of hooks. A Woman Like You and Me and Michelle are good, gritty, commercial, hook-laden rock songs. I don't know any other way to say it. This just if you like good early mid-80s, rock and roll, all right, with plenty of gritty guitars and nice smattering of keyboards and lots of vocals. That's kind of what this is. I've got a little Black Book, another really good song, great hooks on here. Produced by Glenn Kolotkin. Okay, good production, good songs, memorable songs. Not a long album, like maybe 35 minutes long, but it's probably 10 tracks, all you really need here. Work It Out's another good song. I think top to bottom, really good. If you're looking for the highlight tracks on this album to go and experiment with, She's So Hot, definitely. Also has a little bit of like kind of Loverboy, maybe Night Ranger type of thing with the hooks, right? The good instrumentation. Rescue Me is really good. Backfire is my favorite song without a doubt. But A Woman Like You and Me and Michelle are also really, really good. So those are probably my highlights. She's So Hot, Rescue Me, Backfire, A Woman Like You, and Me and Michelle are for the strongest tracks on the album, but they're all really fun. They all rock. They all have plenty of hooks. They're all catchy. Good band. Duke Jupiter. Kind of a cool name, too. Duke Jupiter. I love this album cover. Yeah, it's a shame they didn't do much better, but go, like I said, if you want to hear their big song, I'll Drink to You is on YouTube. You can see there's a live version of it that was played on MTV, and then there's the regular album version, which is fantastic. Really great song. That should have been an enormous hit, but you know how things go. So there you have it. Duke Jupiter, White Knuckle Ride is our forgotten favorite of today from 1984. Check it out if you haven't already. It's a good one. And visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Coming up, we've got another forgotten favorite tomorrow and each and every day throughout the rest of August. So we got about another week and a half left on these, and then we're going to shift gears. And for the daily show, we're going to move into favorite live album by year. So we've got, I think, September is 31 days, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to go back. We're going to start at a certain point. I think I'm going to start in the late 60s. And we're going to, each and every day is going to be a different year. And I'm going to pick my favorite live album from that year, and probably a runner-up. And I'm going to ask all you guys to do the same. So we're going to go from the late 60s all the way into the 90s, right? So we're going to go late 60s, 70s, 80s, and into the 90s. 31 days, each day a different year. Each day I'm going to talk about my favorite live album and the runner-up. You guys are going to do the same. So it's kind of audience participation once again here for the month of September. So that is coming up after we finish off August. We've also got tomorrow, don't forget, we've got album homework assignment. Armando Venditti and Eric Porter head-to-head. Tune in tomorrow to see their assignments and hear all about what they thought of each one of them. In addition, we've got Ryan Scow from the Hudson Valley Squares and myself will be ranking the albums of new wave of British heavy metal legends, and also you can call them doom legends. That is coming up tomorrow. Pagan Altar. All right. Stay tuned for that as well if you want to hear us talk about a really, really cool band, talk about kind of an obscure band, but part of the whole new wave of British heavy metal scene, all right, but also part of that kind of like early doom metal scene, right? So they're kind of a little bit of both. So that's coming up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And a lot more here on the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content. If you want to make a channel donation, we've got the link to the Ko-Fi page below, as well as the link to our merch page, and seeatranquility.org, which is our website that has now been on the air for 20 years. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you real soon. Have a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.